Okay, so you want to read the question, underline the important information. Go. Read it, underline the important stuff. So you should have 36,500 fans underlined. You should have ticket prices 35 and 20. Total revenue is 940. Now, how do you figure out what X and Y is? How many $35 tickets? How many $20 tickets? That's going to tell you what your variables should be. So X equals the number of $35 tickets, and Y equals the number of $20 tickets. Always do a quick legend or an if-then statement. So these are the number of tickets. If you add up all the different tickets, how many people were at the game? 36,500. So the number of tickets must equal the number of fans at the game. The next one's the revenue. So again, it's going to be quantity times the price or the value or the cost. So for us, we're going to go $35 times X plus $20 times Y equals the revenue of $940,000. Okay. So we actually went value times quantity. You can switch those up so that you have a number as a coefficient. Makes it easy to solve then. Okay, substitution or elimination, what do you want to use? Yeah, elimination. So I'm going to make you do substitution just so we practice it. X equals 36500 minus Y. So substitute that in for X. So multiply in. You'll need a calculator for this. There's going to be some big numbers here today. And we can get 1,277,500. Okay. Minus 35y plus 20y equals 94000. Now, when you put y together, you're going to get negative 15y. Don't freak out about that yet. Things are going to work out because you can see over here, there's like a million, a very large number. So when it moves to the other side, you're going to get a negative number. Now I'm doing my work backwards. That's why mine turns positive. But I'm smart enough to write negative 337,500. So now when I do my final division, two negatives are dividing, I get a positive final answer, 22,500. Okay. So now I can use this equation up here. And subtract my y to find my x value. So it would be 14,000. So I have to explain what that means. So I'm going to say we had 14,000 $35 tickets. And we had 22,500 $20 tickets. If you want to use a hyphen just to make it a little bit more sense, you're welcome to, okay? Put it in the box. There you go. Underline the important information as you read the question, please. So we have two concentrations. Okay. Looking at the last sentence, how many milliliters of each solution is needed? So X equals the milliliters of 50% solution. So what should Y equal? Yeah, the milliliters of 100%. Okay. So for this question, and you're going to get these for sure, draw three beakers. You have two solutions you're going to add together to equal the final one. So the final one has to be 400 milliliters of 60%. And I'm not writing 60%, I'm writing the true value of 60%, 0.60. Okay. All percentages must be written as decimals in order to do math. So the next one is, we have one that's 50% solution and one's 100% solution. How much of 50% does she use? Well, X. How much of 100%? Y. So you don't know it. Oh, I wrote those backwards. That's should we flip the last one? Let's flip these ones. Sorry, folks. Don't know how much of each of those, but this is 50% as a decimal. I should write as a decimal. What's 100% as a decimal? 1. And I like to put 0.00 so I don't forget what I'm doing. And I remember I did take 100% and write it as a decimal. So we have two equations here. The first equation is your top line. That is just your volume. So equation number 1 will be X plus Y equals 400. The second equation is your concentrations. Okay. So your concentrations are 50% of volume X plus 100% of volume Y equals 60.60, 60% of 400. Okay. So what's the first thing you think we should do? Get rid of our decimals. Makes it easy. So times this by 100. So the first one would be 50x plus 100y. How much did I multiply? This 50.50x. Did I multiply that once or twice? Only once. This 1.00y. Did I multiply that once or twice? Only once. So how many times am I going to multiply this by 100? Once. Make sure you write that down carefully. Okay. So what is 60 times 400? Well, what's 6 times 4? 24. How many zeros? 3. Okay. Okay, what should we multiply the top equation by? What are two numbers that we could use? 50 or 100. What do you choose? 50? So then we get 50x plus 50 times y equals 5 times 4 is 20. And then we need 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Add or subtract to eliminate. Subtract. So we had 50y equals, sorry, I said, 4 zeros. It should be 3 zeros. Okay. 4 zeros altogether. But yeah. So 50y equals 4,000. So divide by 50. What does y equal? 80 or 100? 80. Okay, good. So now we can substitute in x plus y equals 400. That's our top equation. So x plus 80 equals 400. So x must then equal 320. Answer the question in a box, please. Make sure you look at your legend to help you. So we get 80 milliliters of 100% solution and 320 milliliters of 50% solution. Or I got that other way around. Nope, that's right. Okay, it doesn't matter which one you put first. That's okay as long as you got them both fair. Any questions? This is a classic. You will see it, 100% guarantee it. Okay, you draw your beakers for this. Your beakers help you so much. Draw them. Okay, turn it over. Okay, this is a dirt question. Distance equals rate times time. So using that, once you get dirt, you can make up a formula triangle to help you. Please fill in your formula triangle properly. Just like in science and math, they're the same. Distance equals rate times time. Okay. So if you cover up rate, you're going to get d divided by t. Okay. If you cover up t, you're going to get distance divided by rate. Okay. Any questions? Which equation do you have to memorize? Dirt. That's one that they won't give you. Okay? So read the question, underline the important stuff. Then try and explain it to your partner what you just read. Go. Alright, so a couple things to note. Number one, when you're going with the river, right? When you're going with the river, or they sometimes call it downriver, what do you notice about the speed of you in a boat? It's going faster. So your speeds would actually get added together because the river's pushing you down. When you're going from Chilliwack to Abbotsford, man, that's easy. You go really fast. But when you're going against the current, you should be writing this down. And sometimes they say you're going upriver. What do you notice about the speeds? What did you tell your friend? When you went from Abbotsford to Chilliwack, it's really, really hard because you actually subtract your speeds. Right? The river is working against you. It's pushing you down. Right? You're trying to go to Chilliwack. It's pushing you back to Abbotsford. Okay? So this is an important concept with these river ones. Okay? Up the river, down the river, against the river, with the river, speeds adding, speeds subtracting. Has anyone ever paddled on the Fraser River? Yeah, I have. It's hard. It's really hard. Okay, so we have dirt. Distance equals rate times time. We're going to make a little dirt chart. Okay. So we have up the river and down the river. And you should notice that the distance doesn't change. Chilliwack does not magically move closer to you. It stays exactly where it is. So for our patrol boat, when they're going up the river, how much time did it take? 5 hours. How far did it travel? 60. Okay. When it came back, how far did it travel? Same distance, folks. The towns didn't move closer together. But how long did it take? 3 hours, because the river's pushing you, right? What was the rate when you're going up the river? So let's say x, let's read the question, is the speed of the boat. And look at the rest. What should y equal? Read the sentence, the very last part. What should y equal? Speed of the current. Okay. So when you're going up the river, you actually have to subtract the speeds because the river is slowing you down. But when you're going down the river's pushing you faster, you add your speeds together. So when you're going up the river, you have x and y in the same line. And when you're going down the river, you have x and y in the same line. Therefore, those are your two equations. The one equation is distance equals, d equals rate times time. So you say d equals x minus y times 5. Please write the second equation. The second equation is 60 equals x plus y times 3. So the first thing we do to solve is multiply to get rid of brackets. So make sure you multiply in properly. Okay. And so we get 60 equals 5x minus 5y. 60 equals 3x plus 3y. What's the common multiple for your x's and y's? 15. Good, go ahead, solve it. Let's go real quick. You should be solving, Hammond, not talking. Okay, so 15x and 15x, should I add or subtract? It's your choice. If I subtract, negative 220 equals negative 30y. Is it 220? No, that's not right. 120, yeah, that's more like it. So then you get 4. So y equals 4. So now you could do substitution if you wanted, but I look at my equations and I see something very kind of special, is I can now actually even subtract my other variable. If I add so x equals 16. So I can now say boat speed equals 16 kilometers per hour, and the river speed, or the river current, equals 4 kilometers per hour. Okay, so great question, figuring out the two different speeds. We can make these super hard, but for you guys, we just keep it to the simpler ones. Now we're going to see another dirt question. So any other questions before we go on? Okay, this next question is a dirt question, but it's a little bit more complicated. So always write down dirt. Distance equals rate times time. You should start memorizing dirt. Okay. So let's fill out our chart. Underlying important stuff. 5 hours, 470 kilometers. That's the totals. He drove part of the trips at 100, part at 90. So that's actually our two rates, 90 and 100. Our totals will be 5 for time and 470 for distance. I actually have to add on there. That's interesting. Okay. So the question is how far, or the distance, at each speed. So x equals the distance at 90, km per hour, and y then would equal the distance at 100 km per hour. So part at the two distances, though, will be x and y. How do we figure out the time? From your formula triangle, cover up t, and what does t equal? T equals the distance divided by the rate. So over here, we can put down x divided by 90, y divided by 100. Now this is different than the last one, because we don't, in this line in yellow, do we have x and y? No. Now in this line of yellow, do we have x and y? No. So we can't make our equations going across. But because we added on vertically, we have x and y going up or down. So those are our two equations now. So one equation will be x plus y equals a total of 470 kilometers driven. The other one will be x divided by 90 plus y divided by 100 equals a total time of 5. What should we multiply by to get rid of those two fractions now? 9 and 100 would be 900. That's the LCM. Make sure you divide first, because 900 divided by 90 is 10. 900 divided by 100 is 9. Here there's no dividing, so we just multiply. Okay. What should we then do with our top equation? I want you to solve now. Go.